This week, Katie and her class are going to talk about the post-war years, the baby boom, Levittown. You guys got married shortly after the war. You had 5 kids from 1952 to 1960. You moved from the city to the suburbs, and you spent the rest of your lives living in the suburbs. So you are the post-war baby boom in a lot of respects. Mm-hmm. What do you remember about that time? What was the attraction to the suburbs, the Levittown way of life, so to speak? Because obviously it was a tremendous attraction because millions of people throughout the country did it.
Well, as far as I can see, we involved ourselves in Levittown in an equivalent,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't concern ourselves with anything else other than surviving.
Why wouldn't you stay in the city? Was it just the cities? Was it because what they offered in the suburbs was something closer to what you grew up with in the city? You know, you grew up, Mom, you said before there were farms in the Bronx not far from your house.
That's right.
Those farms were now gone.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I always figured the attraction was that the suburbs had an environment in many respects similar to the ones that you had grown up with, only you grew up in the city.
Yeah.
Right? There were farms in Queens when you were growing up, Dad, right?
That's right.
All on Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were a lot of dairy farms in the Bronx.
Yes. Apartments were very hard to come by, number one.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big apartment shortage after World War II. Remember, they started to build...
We wanted to have our own home. I think that's more than anything else. We wanted to have our own home.
I think Levittown, Dot and John lived, if you're at Knoxville, lived in Levittown. They were nicely constructed, very well constructed. They were very cheap. I think Dot and John paid something like $6,000 some dollars.
Oh my God.
For this house. The upstairs was not finished.
Mm-hmm.
But they finished upstairs themselves. But originally it was 2 bedrooms, a living room, kitchen, diner. You talk about your open houses today, the open rooms. Levittown had them and they didn't know enough to call them that.
Mm-hmm.
There was heat in the floor. Heat was in the floor. You had a fireplace. They were small, but there was a nice piece of property.
How much?
As I said, like $6,000. Yeah, I think. What did we pay? Artie and Doris didn't pay much for their house either. How much? 8 or 10,000?
Yeah.
8 or 9,000 was what Artie and Doris
I remember
paid.
Uncle Artie telling me
Still in it.
when he bought a Cadillac, he told me he paid more for the car than he paid for his
the
house.
Yeah. I think the Cadillac cost $12,000.
Yeah.
The house cost $8,000.
$12,000, believe it or not.
Isn't that funny?
So what was like your American dream? Let me ask that question. Like what?
Since you didn't want to own a house.
Yeah. Since you wanted to stay in the Bronx.
I never thought about owning a house outside. Never thought of living outside the Bronx. To be quite truthful.
There is life out here.
I know, but it never occurred to me. It was like there were no other states, you know. New York. Don't
Okay.
forget, we went to, not only were we born there, but we were, it was nothing to go into New York City, to Radio City Music Hall, and do all these museums that you had. My mother took us to Hayden's Planetarium, we went, you name it. We were at the aquarium, which was all the way down in Battery Park. And you could go every place on the subway for 5 cents.
5 cents, and
5
you got
cents
free
there.
free exchange,
So you
Free
could transfer.
transfer. Oh my
free
god.
transfers to the bus.
I mean, you could travel from Pelham Bay Park all the way to the Battery for 5 cents.
And we used to buy on the bus. You could get a transfer to the subway. And we used to.
5 cents.
We it cost us a nickel.
Yeah, but also, Katie, you might get a quart of milk for 12 cents.
So it's a
The
quarter.
price of everything is, the moral of the story is the price of everything has changed.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you figure salaries,
Salaries.
what you paid for
That's
rent.
right.
I mean, a big rent was when Parkchester was built. That was a big rent. I think my parents paid $35 a month for the apartment we grew up in.
What was Parkchester, like 50, and that was
Oh.
untouchable.
Well, Parkchester was, but it included, Parkchester included utilities.
Hmm.
But it was much higher.
Like $50.
Oh, yeah. But 50, 55's, you know, enough. 50 was probably 3 rooms. Which was not a lot of money after the war.
Hmm.
Because salaries kept going up and up. But my mother, when my mother was interested, I always remember she was so disappointed. She wanted to move over there, and she said, came home, she would have to have, the rules were a bedroom for the boys and a bedroom for the girls. So she would have had to take a 3-bedroom apartment. She didn't want a 3-bedroom apartment. She couldn't afford a 3-bedroom apartment, to be quite truthful. So we didn't move to Parkchester.
And managed to survive.
Yeah, yeah.